Welcome back to my fifth episode of a playthrough of Tropico 6. I'm in a sandbox. I mean, I'm still in the colonial era, and as I promised in the end of the last episode, I'm not going to be in the colonial era for much longer. I've met basically all of my benchmarks. The goal is to get all of my shacks eliminated, which that's almost happened. Um, I'm sitting well with my economy. Got 256K in the bank. I have over 500 Tropicans to do my bidding. I have a good number of unemployed people, so that are standing by to fill up those industries. The only thing I don't have is, whoops. The only thing I don't have is a mission for a wonder queued up. So I'm gonna get that started. I'm not gonna wait until it's finished. I'm pretty sure I've never done this before, but I think it's okay to be on a mission when to have these pirates out on a mission when I switch eras. They're gonna go off to heist one of these world wonders, and then they're gonna come back in 7 years and see paved roads, new factories, a president instead of a governor. Yeah, anyway, which one of these am I gonna pick? I'll tell you what I'm gonna rule out right away, and that's not because it's necessarily a bad choice, but I've been doing it a lot in my other playthroughs, offline anyway. And I don't like getting up into the cold era and the modern era and seeing a big disparity between, and I don't know if it's because of this, but seeing disparities in the unemployment between educated and non-educated. Because once I do this, then, yeah, I don't have to build high schools, but it's not a given that I won't be able to control as easily the number of unemployed workers. So I'm going to rule that out. Plus, I've been picking that a lot lately. Prevent citizens from dying of bad health care. I hate to be cold-hearted here, but you know what? They probably didn't have much time left anyway. It's kind of good to make room for fresh people, so just gonna avoid the whole death panels thing outright and not have that. Okay, so now I'm down to more of a tie. I like the idea of the Brandenburg Gate. This makes it so that when it comes to your politics, you have your revolutionaries here, and in this, at least in my game, they're the good guys in the colonial era. Anyway, but out of the revolutionaries, you have these moderate revolutionaries. You have your indifferent folks in between that aren't really either. And you have your strong revolutionaries. And you have these diehards. And these diehards, you can't change them. The rest of them, you have a chance of moving them from one faction to the other slowly with the use of propaganda from your newspapers, radio stations, television stations, and movie theaters. So, by building this, you guarantee that there's more of those people who might be swayed by reading the newspaper or listening to Fox News or what have you. The problem is, this isn't a very challenging map or challenging settings, and so what little challenge there is to manage these, I'm just going to go ahead and hang on to that. And that leaves Stonehenge. And I will have a problem with, so then I think the thing I see most often is that it's nice that you can have a steady crop of trees, wherever. That's pretty cool. I like that. But even better is that it increases the renaturation rate in which pollution is reduced over time. So that's got to be a good thing because I'm usually bad about pollution. So I'm going to send them to go get Stonehenge. And I hope you don't mind me taking 10 minutes to explain one little choice. However you feel about that, go ahead and leave a comment. Do you like the long, in-depth explanations, or would you rather I just click stuff and move on? I'm looking forward to finding out what you think. And if I didn't thank you earlier, I do thank you for sticking with my series until episode 5. If you just popped into the middle, you might want to go back and see me begin it, or not. Whatever you do, just keep watching something or other. Okay. Right after I ended the last episode, Roger says I need to build 2 ranches. I'm going to ignore that because, not that it's a bad idea, because I could stand to get into the wool business because textile mills will be a thing. So maybe, but really, I just don't need to, and I have to watch the number of people. So I'm not in a big hurry to get this. As I said earlier, I want to get my cigar factory going. I want to get the shipyard going, a steel mill or 2 in preparation for the weapons factory, and a creamery. So once I get those done, then I want to get the power going, get the power on, then I can build the rest of these industries. Then I can fill out the rest of these World War industries. But there's a bunch of stuff I have to do before that, and that includes building all these government buildings that are going to become available as soon as I switch to World War, such as the immigration building, customs office, trade ministry, whatever it's called. I think I just combined 2. There's a ministry of something, and there's the ministry. It's not a ministry of anything. It's just a ministry. Well, it's got ministries in it. Anyway, I'll apply. There'll be people barking at me to make them industries, and then yes, there's a trade institute. Right. So anyway, got all these buildings to build. As soon as I get into the World War era, I have to build factories. And so if I keep on talking about it, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to get my factories for the steel mill going, so I can quit worrying about where these damn minerals are. So I'm going to plop this. I'm going to go ahead and double it up. Same way with this one. I can easily afford to make this a double 2. Maybe even make it closer to the road. I'm going to let the one under here dangle for a while. I'm not going to worry about the gold just yet. But I do want to get those in place. So get back on the clock. What else did I need to do? So that's going to suck up some of these unemployed. And then some. They just returned with more people, and then they're going to turn around and go get Stonehenge. And just so I don't forget later, I'm going to queue up some of these afterwards. So let's get that road in here. Get them paid. So that's going to leave me with about maybe 20 to 30 unemployed going into the World War if I stop with the mines, which I think I'm going to do. Because, yeah, it is starting to feel like I'm dragging this out. The other thing I want to keep on checking is, okay, I'm only down to 71. It's almost, I wonder if the decline has started to slow down a little bit. We have some more unemployed over here. And these are well off. So I'm going to build houses for these kind folks. Said in an earlier episode, at least to my estimation, it's a good idea to build houses. If you're going to build houses, it's better to build them in the colonial era. Reason being is because if you build a big slew of them in the World War era, the dude doesn't like it. Well, see, the competing thing is once I get in the World War era, I can start building apartments. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna mess with houses. Yeah, I just have to turn around and upgrade those, and yeah, it's nice to have a few of them. But so anyway, yeah. And another house there. How are we doing over here? Looks like we got shacks out of the way. Happiness, I haven't been paying too much attention to this. Healthcare is going to suck until I get clinics in there. I could have been changing the work mode on my chapels to, what is it called? Pray first, help later, or help first, pray later, or something like that. And that gives them a little marginal amount of healthcare, but I don't need it. A little bit low on the fun. I could build some, what's the plural of circus? Circuses? Circi? I don't know about that. Sounds sketchy. But I'm going to build some of those. Because everybody loves the circus. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to build 2. One thing. I'm going to build 3. I haven't even, Sofia didn't ask me to or anything, and but here I am. I'm going to build 3. I'm going to stay away from the logging industry. One thing I'm also doing a little bit differently in this playthrough is, you can notice, well, I don't think you can notice just looking at the picture, but generally, usually, historically, when I've played this, I've liked to try to keep things compact, and I kind of like looking for like a central area where I'll build all my houses, and I've almost started to do that here. But instead, what I'm doing is my last couple games, I'm trying to spread things out a little bit more. So you notice I have houses all over. Instead of trying to make one center, which I think that's like the conventional wisdom if you read some of the guides. Instead of trying to do that, I'm going to look more like little villages. Anyway. Okay, so we have, yeah, we have the iron going. We have coal going, which means I have the ingredients to build steel. I have my goats, which means I have the ingredients to make cheese. I will worry about the rest of the next era, and so now I am going to declare independence. Move on to the World War as promised.
Excellent. I knew you had a good head on your shoulders, and would want to keep it. My heart swells with joy as I greet my fearless leader for the first time as El Presidente.
So, now we have all these factions to balance. 6 of them. We don't get to see Sofia anymore. So long, Sofia. I always miss Sofia. I don't care much for Roger that much. One thing I do love about World War era is this guy.
What's that? Oh, Presidente. That's a relief. For a second there I thought you were the Hun. Can't be too careful. That's what the propaganda says, and I should know. I write it. Sit down, pour yourself a drink. I'm Winton Mulberry. Very pleased to meet you. Perhaps you can help me lose this damned war a little slower, eh?
This is the voice of Tropico saying, it's a Canal Uno kind of day.
Yeah, I'm going with pacifist state. Not that interested in the fighting wars and stuff. It becomes tricky when if I let things get out of hand with my political factions, it kind of becomes tricky trying to put them down. So what I'll have to do is make it a priority to get a ministry built. So I'm going to do that in one swoop. I'm going to unlock my ministry, and I'm going to unlock my immigration office because I need both of these buildings rather quickly. Can I squeeze this in anywhere off the beaten path here? No? Okay. Okay. Immigration office is going to have to settle for being over here. And the reason I want to get the ministry built so fast is because I selected fascist. What did I say? Fascist? No. Because I selected pacifist. Kind of like just the opposite. Because I selected pacifist, I want to hurry up get this built. And I'm not going to quick build it because I'm still a little bit cheap. I'm going to give it the high priority. So that I can hire the one minister that makes it so police stations will produce military units if the people get yucky with me. And they will if I forget to take care of their needs. So now I'm curious to see if... Can I build a bridge across here? Oh, I can. Oh, that's so cool. I like that. It's not going to be able to have much to do with this road, I don't think. But I am kind of jazzed that I can build the bridge. Whoa. I don't know what just happened. That I did not hit the click across to the other side of the map button. Okay. So it's going to get wonky when I try to do that. Let's try it. Move over. I don't need this bridge right now, particularly, but for whatever reason, I was itching to put it in. And it's going to be like no good whatsoever, I don't think. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. No. Whoops. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to start over on that, I think. Okay, sorry to put you through that.
U-boats versus submarines.
Hopefully that doesn't
Canal
survive
Uno
for the modern era.
investigates the underwater menace. Later, Atlantis fish people, the real underwater
But
menace.
for whatever reason, it was important to me to get that bridge in there and have it connected. So, yeah. All right. I'm in the World War era. I don't think I've taken it off pause in the World War era, but hey, you know. We got the construction fellas on their way over to get my ministry built. I won't rest until that's done. It means I also have to build a police station. How we're doing? Okay, none of those are too bad. My priorities are healthcare. So the reason it's good to, of course, have a good number of, a good chunk of money built up is so you can slap down those buildings. You want to have some people. So that we can populate these buildings. I can't lay down clinics until I have people to staff them. Actually, I can hire them, which I'm going to do. Because I do want to get that healthcare up pretty quickly. I'm going to unlock that. So there's a lot to unlock as soon as you shift eras. I'm just going to go nuts and build 3 or 4 of these. Oh, yeah. You always want one right there, right? Yeah, of course you do. I could probably make better use of this space, so I'll refrain from. Okay. But I didn't pay any attention to the folks on the east side. Well, they're going to have to take a taxi or something to go over and use the clinic. Sorry. Let's ramp up the speed. So that chunked me a good $60,000 or something so far. Now I'm going to be on the edge of my seat to see if it starts coming back. We have issues with the rum distillery. I promised that if these gave me problems with being able to, and I want to make sure that the problem isn't, the problem isn't output. So I have a choice. I can either set the Constitution on labor policy to happy childhood. Okay.
Quick, Presidente! We must choose a side in this terrible war before it ends. It is almost certain to be very short.
Okay, so that's the main quest. I'm in no hurry to do that. In all my babbling, I completely forgot to turn on these edicts.
I am always looking.
So I forgot to turn on advanced boat services, so some of that was slow. For no good reason, I don't like turning on Employee of the Month unless it's like an emergency. So I'll play a little slower. That's just the way it is. Food for the people. This is a good one. So I hear, but I'm not in the habit of using it for some reason. Probably no good reason. Actually, I have used this. I'm going to issue that.
Aren't you tired of lies?
No free lunch. Broke citizens cannot afford to buy food. Yeah. Not gonna do free lunch. Not gonna do penal colony yet. That's kind of I might if I feel like I'm really short on thing. I might go down that road. But anyway, so okay. I need to research my constitutional things. Labor policy, religion and state. Audience is a good one to have at hand. I'm bad in any kind of video game because I don't use my cooldowns. The things that you can use and then you have to wait until it's ready again. I never use those because I always in my mind just wants to save them. I need to get these built in case I want to use those work modes for my propaganda. This isn't bad to have either, which is the clinic work modes, so I can hire high school people. What else? That should do it for now. Literacy program isn't bad. Increases the upkeep. I'm going to go ahead and go on natural with my high schools once I get one built for now. Might as well get that out of the way too. Yeah. I can't afford to be too picky. I mean, I could, but... So, I'm going to open this and get my folks hired. So, again, this is the one that I'm really anxious to hire. Police stations will provide infantry squads during military conflicts. I need to hire Sally right away. The rest of these, they probably should be more of a priority, but I'll go with the communist one on this. I'm not going to talk through each one of them. I kind of like this one. Increase it because I set a lot of my buildings to max budget. I'm honestly not that worried about racking up the Swiss dollars. They're nice, but that doesn't usually seem to be a problem. I actually do usually not go with the raid buildings because it seems like I'm waiting for them anyway, but just to be different, I'm going to do that one. If you have preferences on these, if you play the game a lot and you have preferences, please leave me a comment and tell me which ones you prefer. This other one would be good about losing the rolls, but I'm playing on an easier difficulty, so I don't think it's that big a deal. Okay, so that's done. These people die, so you have to go in and remember to hire their replacements. I'm reminding myself that more as much as I'm trying to instruct you. Okay, the other big priority, as I said, is to build the new commando garrison. Get that going. Because it's kind of like free money and stuff. Okay. So I've tore through about 90,000, I think, at this point. Got to spend money to make money and all that good stuff.
Let's face it, it's better to be one of the allies than one of the Axis. You get to be an ally instead of, well, an axe.
And as I was saying, this character, I think, is probably my favorite. I just love listening to that, the accent, the personality. It's a really good character. Got to really hand it to whoever on the dev team was in charge of creating these characters. You know, that is top notch. I couldn't ask for better in terms of the voice acting, even the writing for these quests. Yeah, I've gotten embarrassingly high number of hours in this game now, and I still get a chuckle out of these a lot. So, anywho, I told you that for free. What was I just... Okay, yeah, he wants me to do a trade route. Did he say what kind of trade route? An export trade route is specified. So I have to come down and do either meat, boats. Boats. So I'm going to go for meat for now. Select the smallest one. And then the Nazis, I'm going to... What can I sell them? To keep them from invading me and getting all yucky with me, I'm going to go ahead and set them up with shellfish. Okay, because don't want this to get too low for either one of them. And yeah, basically my strategy is if I set up a trade route with one, I set up a trade route with the other to keep it balanced. Because if I stick to just all doing nothing but the allies, then yeah, then bad, not good. It depletes what favor I might have with the other faction. Okay, so back to my sugar problem. Where's my unemployment? That's not. See, this isn't good. I've done a lot of. I've had to do a lot of building, and this has increased my vacant jobs. What this means is, On some of these production buildings, there's empty slots. And what's this? What are they angry about already? Okay, Yes, I will raise healthcare happiness by 9 within the next 2 years. I've already got the building started. Did they look around? Did they see the construction? Jeez.
Your supreme leadership skill amazing.
Yeah, so catastrophe averted. I've had a, by gosh, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say I've had enough of people storming buildings for 1
In
week.
a hard-hitting expose, Canal Uno exposes the truth about the commandos. They do wear underwear. It is unwise to go to war without it.
Okay, so where am I? So I have these all producing. I can go in and get these set up. I want to turn off the export on those. So, well, it's especially good to turn off the iron now because I'm going to turn off pineapple too, not that I'm selling it. I'm going to turn off milk, let that pile up a little bit. Keep the planks rolling out. Ooh, got a rum building. I'm almost tempted to import sugar. I don't usually do that this early, but it's tempting. Caution to the wind. Let's do it. If somebody's selling that I want to trade with. Okay, I have to pay too much to get sugar. Wouldn't piss anybody off, but yeah, I'm not going to do that. What to do about my sugar problem? I think I'm going to have to, for now, eliminate some jobs. Because I have vacant jobs anyway. I could pause it. I think I'll just pause it. Yeah. Yeah, gotta keep that paused. Okay, so my World War business is...
Don't you just love watching the boats leave harbor, Presidente? Each one...
My World War project is moving along. Oh. So, I have these built. I'm going to control-click on that to get him more money. Probably wouldn't hurt to throw in one over here, too. How am I doing on folks? Yeah, I got too many vacant jobs. Yeah.
Please reinforce your armies, Presidente. We have enemies to our right, insurgents on our left, demons below, and pterodactyls above. Who knows what's hurt?
Well, I'm going to take a
dimension to attack us right
screenshot of this.
Why work towards battle when you should be battling for the workers? Presidente, please help the comrades. The sweat of their collective brow.
Are you seeing
drips
what I'm
from
seeing?
Tropico.
So I can either build a Teamsters. So this now is a question. Okay, who do I want to? I'm happy to build 2 Teamsters offices, but that's one of the quirks. Let's just say it's unsatisfying when something like that happens, and I have to choose between irking one of these 2 pretty much unnecessarily, because this type of thing is, you know, they both want the same thing, and if it were, you know, real life, I could please both of them.
Tropico could be invaded at any time. Keep your survival kit on hand. In the event of panic, breathe into the
But I have
paper
to
bag.
disappoint one of them, even though I'm going to build what they're asking for. Yeah, that's kind of unsatisfying. Okay, so it's easier to... So my thinking is it's easier to catch up with the commies than it is with the militarists when you're a pacifist. So I'm going to build the Teamsters office instead of building the Teamsters office.
Do not panic, Presidente, but I bring news of a threat, so...
That reminds me, I can, if I so choose...
Presidente, your aid is appreciated.
upgrade all of these. I'm going to hold off. The upgrade is a second shift, and I already have vacant jobs. So please remind me to do that later. Okay, I will. How's the money looking? I almost hate to look at the almanac. Well, on paper, even with a little bit of construction, it looks like I'm at least in the green. So that's good news. What is their issue over here with the tannery? They should not be complaining. I have a good mind to rip out that tannery. I should start seeing people rolling in. I have my immigration office set to open doors, max budget. So I should see people rolling in. I'm down to 11. I've cut my number of vacant jobs in half. Oh. And it looks like they're cool with my happiness settings. So I brought the healthcare up. Still need to improve on these. That is going to happen in the next episode.
We were ready to haul the rocks, but suddenly there were druids everywhere.
Yeah, gonna have to wait another few years to get my Stonehenge. Not in a big hurry to get that anyway, because I don't... It's just not urgent. But anyway, I think we've gotten a fairly solid start to the World War era. In the next episode, I will probably start, once I've caught up on the population, I'm going to go in and start building some of these industries that I had mentioned, beginning with the ones that do not require electricity. Then I'll also get the power built. Of course, watching all along to make sure I'm doing okay on money. But so I will leave it there, and I will see you in episode 6 with the World War era. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you getting to the end of this, and I'll talk to you soon.